Goose-stepping morons like yourself should try reading books instead of burning them.
Guys, John Claymore here, and I'm here to try to give people a little bit of calm. Let's talk a little bit about Biden's little speech about mandatory vaccines, or how he wants mandatory vaccines. And apparently now he's looking to fine people $14,000 per offense, or companies is what he's looking to do. Let me just go ahead and tell you guys, this isn't going to happen. But first, before you get in this, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Also, hit the notification bell. Sign up in the comment section. Make sure you guys are spreading the message around. Make sure you're texting it to people. Make sure you're sending it through Facebook Messenger. And let's go ahead and get into this. First of all, he wants to do this through executive order, and I can explain why. But first, let me go ahead and say this really quick. Executive orders have got to be approved by the Supreme Court. So he wants federal employees and federal contractors, okay? Contractors, a lot of them may just reject it outright and say no and challenge it in court, okay? Federally, yeah, this is going to get shot down by the Supreme Court. The next thing is this here. You'd have to legislate something like this, and that would take 60 votes in the Senate, which, by the way, Biden does not have. Also, something else, too, is I'm not entirely sure that the entire Democratic Party is on board with this. Now, guys, I want to break this down in a way that people will understand. But first, let me just go ahead and throw something out there. You see, Biden's been doing this a lot lately where he wants to do it by executive. Now, I spoke about the issue this morning where I released a video about David Shipman being removed from being withdrawn from the ATF position. Well, the reason why Biden is doing that is because he can't get him through. You see, that's the thing about a 50-50 Senate. You see, sometimes you may have a moderate or two, even in your own party, who may say no. You see, Republicans, we had the same problem with John McCain, because every time you turn around, he would always screw us over. Now Biden is finding out that he can't get through Manchin or Sinema. So what do? You try to do the executive route. Okay, well, this executive order he wants to sign is completely unconstitutional. It's not going to go anywhere. So what do you do next? You realize you got a 39% approval rating, and you just had this problem with Afghanistan. Sounds to me like a distraction. You see, this entire thing is nothing more than red meat to throw to his base. As you guys already know, the radical left, of course, is going crazy about this. People online are telling you need to go get vaccinated and crap like that there. And my thing is this right here. And I've been consistent. I've told people, if you want to get vaxxed, get vaxxed. If you don't want to get vaxxed, don't get vaxxed. But let me throw something else at you, too, because I was listening to Styx a while ago, and he's right. If you just said, look, the vaccine will offer you the vaccine. You see, it's more effective when you ask somebody to do something rather than telling somebody to do something. And by the way, his absolute tone in the speech was, I'm frustrated. He said a lot of things in this speech that, quite frankly, were untrue. But before we get into all that, let me just ask you guys a question. With all these executive orders, who does this remind you of? Let me just go ahead and play this for you.
Act on my own if Congress is deadlocked. I've got a pen to take executive actions where Congress won't. And I've got a telephone to rally folks around the country on this mission.
Exactly. Nothing more than the third term of Barack Obama. Now, I'm not going to sit here and accuse the President of the United States of not being in charge, but let's be honest, he's not really in charge. But this sounds a lot like Obama. Now, let me help you guys out with something really quick. Somebody may disagree in the comment section. When Barack Obama got elected president in 2008, he took over. He had 59 Democrat senators. He had a massive Democrat mandate, and the only thing he got done was a massive spending package, which, by the way, crippled the economy more. And then he turned right back around and got Obamacare passed, which, by the way, got the economy crippled even more. So the Democrats, of course, got completely ass blasted in the 2010 midterms. And at the same time, to go on top of getting completely ass blasted in the 2010 midterms, he even had the Senate, and he still couldn't get anything done before his reelection. Matter of fact, other than Obamacare, Barack Obama was probably one of the least effective presidents in American history. He was in there for 2 terms, but the only reason why he got reelected was because the Republicans propped up Mitt Romney, one of the weakest presidential candidates in American history. And it just makes you wonder, is this right here going to be the presidency going forward? You see, my personal opinion is yes. As you're already seeing, Afghanistan, completely ineffective, absolute blunder. Let's go ahead and blame Trump. Approval rating falls to 39%. Oh, something else too. He says the economy is roaring. Okay, have you guys looked at the price of gas right now? Have you guys noticed all the job openings, 10.9 million job openings, and not to mention the unemployment benefits are coming off, which, by the way, I'm okay with the unemployment benefits coming off because that's just more money adding to our deficit. But do you honestly expect those 11 million people to go get a job? No. They're not. Okay, so he opens up the border, and of course, everybody coming across the border illegally is bringing COVID. He's bringing people in from Afghanistan, which may be bringing COVID too. And now he says, you have to take the jab. Okay, let me go ahead and start by saying this right here. When you have an approval rating of 39%, nobody respects you. All right, nobody likes you. Nobody respects you, so nobody's going to do what the hell you tell them to do. Number two, as I mentioned before, this is already unconstitutional. Number three, something else too, is this doesn't exactly set precedent for the midterms. As a matter of fact, you'll probably get killed in the midterms now because now you made this about freedom. Something else too to consider. A lot of people may walk off the job. So when you're sitting here saying, I got the economy roaring when the economy is actually in the gutter, and now you want to do this right here, and if people start to walk out, that there's going to be a problem. Now, guys, I'm not going to do what Styx did in his video. Styx, he brought up some other things, like he was telling people what to actually do, stand up, whatnot. I'm for you. I think you should stand up too. I'm not going to do exactly what he did. By the way, I will put his video in the description box of this video. I will also place, I'll also play Biden's speech. I'll put it in the actual description box if you guys want to watch it. But let's be honest. This is really and truly nothing more than a distraction from what's been a very, very bad period of 8 or 9 months. I mean, he's not been a good president since he's been in. He's definitely a candidate now for one of the worst presidents of all time. I like to try to let presidents leave office before I decide to rank them. As a matter of fact, I may even do a video on this one day, or my top 10 or top 10 worst or top 10 greatest of all time. I may do that here in the near future. But as you guys can see, this right here is nothing more than the third term of Obama. Mostly saber rattling, mostly BS, mostly talk. Ineffectiveness. I personally don't think this is going to happen. I think people are going to reject it wildly. They're going to reject it like crazy. And of course, you've pissed everybody off, and now you've made it, you've gone from issues to now the issue of the day being freedom. And this right here will never ever play out well for you politically. Now, there are some other things that I could say, but I like to try to keep things on the political and common sense level and not try to bring up anything like, oh, I don't know, the CW word or anything like that. That's not what I'm going to do because this is YouTube, and quite frankly, I don't want to get blamed. I'm just telling you what's probably going to happen. People are going to revolt over this, and nobody's going to want to, because nobody's going to want to take part in it. But as I said before, guys, this is nothing more than just red meat is all this is. Federally, he's saying, look, I'm going to install this. Okay, good luck, because the Supreme Court's going to shoot that down. Number two, there's no way you can get money out of people because you're basically being a dictator when you do this right here. Oh, by the way, it's kind of funny because you guys on the left used to love to call Trump the dictator, but who's being the dictator? Now, Trump, by the way, has advised you get the vaccine, but he's not ordered you to get the vaccine. As I said before, if you just advise someone to take it or say, look, man, here's the vaccine, it's available. One more thing, too, I got to throw out here. He said it when he took over, only 2 million people have been vaccinated. Okay? 2 million people got vaccinated because the medication didn't actually hit the streets until, I think it was late December, early January. It didn't even get approved until the 1st of January. So 20 days, you come into office 20 days later, 2 million people being vaccinated. I mean, Joe, stop trying to claim that as an accomplishment, dude. I mean, you're taking credit for something that the previous administration did, or you're trying to overblow your own accomplishments when, quite frankly, you really don't have any. Right now, guys, gas prices are through the roof. Companies are having a hard time staying afloat. And now you're saying you have to take a jab when we all know really and truly that you don't have to take the damn jab because you can't do this by executive order. You got to do it in legislation. And Joe clearly does not have the legislation or else he'd be able to do this. Now, look, I'm going to end the video on this note right here because this is very, very familiar. Like I said, it's nothing more than the third term of Obama. When Barack Obama was in office, especially his second term, he could not get his own party on board with actual policies and things that he wanted. As a matter of fact, there are several books that wrote about this, including I didn't really read the book, but I read some of it. Ed Klein's book about, what was it called, The Amateur, where Bill Clinton had a dinner with Barack Obama, and he basically told Hillary Clinton to go run for the nomination, basically primary Obama and become president. Well, the reason why I bring this up is because in that dinner, Bill Clinton had a problem trying to get Obama to understand how to get policy done. You see, and by the way, I'm not a fan of Bill Clinton, but as president, Bill Clinton was at least willing to compromise and willing to do something on policy. Obama was never willing to do that, and I think we're seeing the exact same thing with Joe Biden. Joe Biden can't even get his full party on board to do something as simple as a damn infrastructure bill of $1.2 trillion or a reconciliation bill of $3.5. I mean, why do you think they're letting all these illegals over? The $3.5 trillion amnesty, $3.5 trillion deal reconciliation package has got amnesty in it. Those right there are all Democrat votes. And in the meantime, you're just creating an absolute giant clusterfuck because you're bringing all these people in who, by the way, got COVID, who are just going to gum up the system and probably not going to be able to vote until after 2024 because when Republicans take back the Senate and the Congress, you're not going to get that amnesty anyway. Guys, this is John Claymore trying to give you guys a little bit of calm, give you guys some calm voice, a little bit of some, I guess you could say some common sense in this situation. No, you're not going to see no mandatory vaccines unless it's done by Congress. I just figured I'd go ahead and throw this out there, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys later.